I first got this idea while I was recording footage for a FNAF video, but while playing, I thought to myself, why am I playing this and what could I be doing instead? A pretty harmless thought. But as I sat there trying to make it through the Funtime auditorium, I kept on thinking as I embarrassedly kept on dying to Funtime Foxy. Is what I am doing right now something that is worth spending precious time on, when I could be doing things that benefit my education as an electrician, such as investing time into studying electrical forms and practical work? I know that that's what my school is there for, to teach me about my education. But if I'm spending 5 years of my life becoming an electrician, then shouldn't I use as much free time as possible on getting better at my craft? Because after all, hard work pays off, and using a bit of extra time whenever I have it might be the thing that is going to make me a great electrician. But then why don't I spend time on it, and why don't you do the same? That is what I'm going to be talking about in this video, because why can't we seek comfort and rest with the job or education that we have chosen and simultaneously get better at them? Sit tight and listen to me talking about how you should play video games so that you never question yourself like I did whether or not you should be doing something else that benefits your life. I think it's pretty important that I first talk about why I play video games before I start controlling your life and decide how you should play any type of video game. So why do I turn to video games in my free time when I clearly know that I can make a ton of progress on my education if I decided to study and experiment on my craft? Well, if I had to cast the YouTube channel aside, because a big reason why I play games in the first place is because of my channel and you guys watching. But with that said, I also play video games alone or with my friends without recording anything. And for this part of the video I will talk about the times I play video games by myself. Now the reason why I turn to single player gaming can be split into two different answers. One is the escape from reality that I can experience in a video game, and the other answer is because of the video game itself. The escape from reality is something that I would imagine quite a few of you can relate to, because you experience it in almost every single video game that exists. From open world adventures to linear structured horror games, they all have one thing in common. You will most likely, depending on the game of course, never experience anything like it in the real world. Our world compared to a lot of different open worlds in games is pretty boring. And whenever I play Lies of P or Red Dead Redemption 2, I think to myself, I would love it if I was the character experiencing this grand adventure or open world. And without going into any details on why these thoughts are both delusional and completely insane, it's still one of the primary reasons why I love to play video games on my own. Because they allow me to break out of my reality and experience this fictional universe the main characters are living in. It's interesting and honestly kind of weird to talk about, so please let me know about your thoughts on this by leaving a comment about it down below. Now for the other reason why I play video games, I have to talk about the way I play video games. Because whenever I play a game that has piqued my interest, all other thoughts about education, hobbies and sometimes friends gets thrown to the back of my mind, unimportant and forgotten, because I'm so invested into the game as a whole. And I also every single time have a deep desire to get to the next checkpoint so that I can think about whether to keep playing or not. But before that you quite literally have to say stop to me before I stop playing. This is also the reason why I don't play a lot of multiplayer games where after a certain amount of rounds you get thrown out into a lobby where you have to press start in order to play again. And it's usually whenever I'm waiting for a new game to start that the thought about doing something else other than playing video games begins to ring in my ear. And about 80% of the time I actually completely stop playing. But if there are no breaks or obvious checkpoints in a game that I think is interesting and fun to play, then I will keep on playing for many hours. So clearly I have a big desire and multiple reasons to play video games, even when I know that I don't really gain anything from the experience. But then why don't I play video games very often? Now I actually get to talk about how you should play video games after 5 minutes. But for me it all has to do with my priorities. Because even though I don't spend a lot of my free time on my education or other hobbies for that matter, I still have priorities that eat up most of my free time when I have stuff like cooking food, exercising, YouTube editing, homework, family and other things to think about. Basically, my day is for the most part packed, and even when I have more free time during my weekend, I also have something called a job to take care of. So when you actually take a look at my life, I don't have a big amount of free time, so whenever I have a couple hours or even a whole day where I can just do whatever I want, I'm going to choose gaming over most other activities or things to do. Because I know that I've been waiting all week to spend my free time playing video games. And I really like this because it turns every single video game experience that I have into a type of reward that I can always look forward to. So should you just do the same thing that I do and wait all week to play video games in your free time? No, of course not. Because your life and my life are most likely not similar in the slightest. For all I know, you could have either more or less free time than I have, so it would be very unthoughtful of me to suggest that you just follow whatever works for me. So instead, listen to this, because even though I can't make you follow the same weight and reward system that I make use of, I can still give you a good amount of suggestions that will most likely give you time for gaming, where you also don't think about anything else other than that experience. And it might also make your gaming playthroughs a tad bit more fun and enjoyable. The first thing that I would suggest you get sorted out of your day is your priorities, so that you don't have to worry about them. This includes stuff like going outside, getting a haircut, take a bath, study or do homework if you have anything of that, and just really anything that in time will prevent you from spending your day playing video games. So just get off the boring stuff and tasks you have for the day completed as soon as possible, so that you can enjoy every single second of whatever game you are playing without needing to stop playing because you have chores to do. So if you, for some reason, even after being productive for a part of your day, still think that you could be doing something more beneficial for your life with the free time that you have, then I have two suggestions for you. Record a video of whatever you're playing and share it with someone, or switch games to something that requires more brain power. Now, when I'm saying that you should record a video and share it with someone, I'm not asking you to become a YouTube content creator or a Twitch streamer for that matter. I'm just trying to give you a reason to play video games, because despite what people are saying online, the gaming industry is at an all-time high, with good quality games getting released if you decide to look a bit deeper than just the most popular games out there. And recording a video of you playing through a game means that you have gained something physical from that experience. Because if you can't make yourself play a video game even though you want to without having gained something other than the gaming experience, then download OBS, #not sponsored, find a quick video online on how to record with it and just play. I know that the majority of people don't look at games this way, because most people can enjoy the gaming experience without gaining something beneficial from it. But for some people like myself, this was a constant problem for me, because I once couldn't play a video game even after a long week of school and work, due to me thinking that I need something from this experience, otherwise I would regret having played it in the first place. This is also the reason why I decided to become a YouTube content creator, because it gave my gaming playthroughs a purpose. And as I started to record games for my channel, I started to see the exciting and fun parts of gaming again. But if you are at every moment of your life in dire need of learning something, then first of all, slow down and thank me later. But also choose video games that you can gain something from. It could be something as simple as playing chess, but other strategy games also do the trick. Games like Cardboard King, 60 Parsecs, Into the Breach, to name a few. All of these games either require tactical thinking or being a few steps ahead, and they are also pretty cheap, so think about giving one of them a try if this is your dilemma. And if you are a person who respectfully only play games with other people but also have this problem of needing something from the gaming experience, then listen to this. Now, just like with the other topics I've gone over in this video, you need to have time for this gaming experience. Once you have that sorted out and you don't have any other problems, then stop the video right now and go play with your friends. But for those of you who, like before, can't play something without having gained something meaningful from this experience with your friends, I suggest that you, like before, simply switch games. Now, I know that it's way more difficult to convince a few people, even just one person, into playing something else if they have only really ever played 2 or 3 multiplayer games. But just give it a try and see what happens, because despite what some people say about staying loyal to a certain game or franchise, they will also at some point in their life burn out playing the same 2 or 3 multiplayer games. And it's honestly surprising what can happen to a person and their view on gaming after they have played something as simple as an escape room with you. I think that you have probably by now, or certainly will, see a common theme in this video, being playing different video games, completing anything productive that can ruin your gaming experience, and what you can do to physically gain something from that gaming experience. So the last thing I'm going to cover in true video essay fashion are small things that are eating up your time. Now, if you have watched this video all the way to this point, then first of all, thank you. But if you don't think that your time is limited because of a bunch of small distractions that are preventing you from completing all of your tasks for the day or week, meaning that you have less time for gaming, then I wouldn't bother listening to this last part of the video. I would instead just suggest that you use everything else that I've talked about in this video and play whatever video game that have you hooked. But for the rest of you, I would highly recommend that instead of you spending your time watching videos on YouTube or scrolling through the internet, I want you to sit down or stand up and start working. Or better yet, if you have the time and desire, play a video game. And no, I am by no means implying that whatever you are watching on your phone or computer for that matter is a waste of time. But nowadays you just hear a lot of people talking about, especially young people, wasting their time away on the internet. So instead of you becoming one of those people, you could instead boot up your PC, PlayStation, Wii, or even your phone and then play a video game that you can immerse yourself into and enjoy good gameplay or well-crafted story. Or if you have things like homework, chores, or exercising left to do, then start right now. Get them out of the world and enjoy a well-earned video game experience. If you like this video, then consider leaving a like and a sub. And if you think that I have forgotten to talk about something in this video, then please leave a comment about it down below. If you want to watch one of my other videos, then click on the screen. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and until we meet again, bye bye!